Yeah.
I actually feel that with our draft, against their draft, after the game is even close to even early, there's almost no chance of us losing this game if we played normal. I'm actually a bit unhappy with the way my team played this game because I think we could have just played a lot safer, a lot more reserved, and kind of collected the win and collected the grand finals appearance. But we had some aggressive players and aggressive personalities in the game, I would say.
It's for the best, and sometimes it becomes flippy games, but you had the advantage against Koi today. Can you describe me the change of pace between the first two games and then game 3 and what we just saw now?
I think the first two games were pretty good from us. I was pretty happy with it. I was very happy we got to do the Sejuani mid game. This was a secret strategy we've been preparing for quite some time, and the fact that we got off the complete stomp version of it where we invade level 1 and everything happens is really cool. There's no way they saw that one coming. And then obviously third game was a bit harder.
I love it because every time I see G2, I expect new picks and spicy picks, and obviously Sejuani falls onto this category. But how often do you have players suggesting spicy picks, and how many of them usually make it through in drafts?
You only see the troll picks I say yes to. Okay. There is an infinite supply of troll picks in the League of Legends, or at least it feels like when you're the coach of G2. I have to say no to a lot of troll picks, but we actually have quite a few still left, and hopefully we can show maybe one or two of them maybe in the grand finals.
Interesting. Well, looking forward to see this in the coming week. How is it as a coach, though? Because I know this is something we discussed in PGL. You're lucky to have players who are creative enough and who come up with interesting stats, but how do you implement them in your draft plan with your coaching staff?
I think the most important thing is just to understand why players want to play these champions. If Caps comes to me with an idea like, I want to try Sejuani mid with Belveth, I think we can play carry jungles and be really OP. We sit down and we plan out the early game, like this level 1 is something we have choreographed, and we've talked a lot about all the different scenarios and how it can go. The fact that we need to fight a lot mid-jungle with these combos is something, for example, we would talk about a lot. So it's about not just picking it because my player wants to play it, it's about creating a strategy around it and actually understanding it. Oh, also, it needs to not be a bad champion. It can't be bad, then it's just not a good troll pick.
Yeah, I know Mickey wanted to suggest some stuff that didn't make it through, but anyway, when you think of G2 and how far you've come, does it match the expectations that you had coming into this season with this team?
It became very, very clear, very fast, scrimming with this roster, that we're at least the most talented and skilled roster in Europe. It was just very clear. To me now, it's just about living up to those expectations, performing on the day, having good match preparation. It's easy to think you're the best team and have a bad day on grand finals, for example, next week, and then we're second, which I think is not good enough for this roster. So it's been really good.
High expectations, especially when you think of G2 performing so well in any esports right now. So of course the League of Legends team has to follow up on this. I have one last question for you. I know that your dad was here today to watch the team perform. What does it mean to you to have your family showing up?
I'm not from Europe, actually. I'm from Canada. So my dad had to fly all the way to watch me for this set. So I'm very happy we won, and it just means a lot to me to have the support.
That buff. Thank you, Dylan. I know that... And thanks to the fans, of course, for the insane support we had this weekend. I know that Broken Blade is waiting on the other side of the studio in PGL. Is there anything you would like to tell him?
Thanks for keeping everybody kind of in check when the things got a bit out of hand. I think BB was leading the game a lot, and just, I think that's about it.
Calm and collected.
Thank you.
Dylan, thank you so much. We will see you next week. And Sharks, back to you for PGL with Broken Blade.